So I'm going to talk about who am I, then I'm going to talk about my roadmap, talk about my ups and downs, and then finally give you guys some advice. So who am I? I'm a computer science major and math minor at College of Staten Island. I've worked on full stack projects with almost every framework, and I've built a compiler for fun. Uh, I had an internship summer of 2023 at Capital One, and they gave me a return offer after I graduate. And I use Arch Linux, by the way. So what excites me about software? Well, software has a lot of potential. A lot of the tech companies have taken the low-hanging fruit with like social media applications, stuff like that. But I feel like a bulk of the apples are still there. So there's still a lot of potential. There's also Software is also one of the only industries that has gotten cheaper over time and better. A lot of the industries have gotten more expensive and worse over time, but software is one of the only ones that have gotten better. So what was my roadmap freshman year? I built my first project called Anime Laser V3 using React Native. It's called V3 because we built it three times because we didn't know what we were doing. Uh, I then built other applications full stack related. Uh, and I developed my fundamental full stack skills, learning about like HTTP and all that stuff. Uh, and then I did a couple hackathons. They were all online because it was during COVID, and I won two of them. So my sophomore and junior year were kind of just 1 year. I just did them in 1 year. So I started building full stacks. I built a compiler, and you can see the grammar of the compiler on the right. I became a college tutor. I really like that job because I get to like talk to other majors. Uh, and then I grinded for interview prep, which helped me get my internship at Capital One. So what really helped me get the internship was there was at the time HIT, Philadelphia Institute of Technology or something like that, had a GitHub repo that had like all the companies that were offering internships. So I just went down the list and then started applying. So my senior year, I did 5 hackathons, including tree hacks at Stanford. I won Dragon Hacks at Drexel. Uh, and I worked on like AI related projects. I feel like AI is like the gold rush right now. So there's a lot of opportunity there. I have gotten a simpler tech stack, so I don't use like the Reacts and the nodes and stuff like that. I just stick with much simpler stuff like Python, SQLite, HTMX. So some ups and downs. Applying for internships is hard. I got a bunch of rejections because I lack of experience. Uh, I would not recommend bulk applying. I hear like applying to like 500 companies or like I heard this guy applied to like 10,000 companies. I don't feel like that makes any sense. I think you should target, certain companies that you like and really try your best. Uh, so with projects, coming up with projects really hard. Uh, you know, you also have a limited amount of time to work on projects. You could build a maximum of 4 projects throughout college. So picking the projects is also very important. Uh, and building the projects themselves is really hard. You're going to face a lot of problems. But whenever you do face problems, know that eventually they will be solved. So you just put in more time and effort and they will be solved. So some advice, have habits. Habits keep you grounded. So uh, whenever something really good happens or something really bad happens, you know that, every day you do this a certain amount of things. So some habits are like meditating in the morning or reading before bed. Also, attend in-person hackathons. They're very different from online hackathons. First of all, you get to challenge yourself. You meet like-minded people. And if you win the hackathon, it's a big boost of confidence and you get prizes. And the final advice would be build. So you should be working on a project outside of college most of the time. This helps you with your skills, resume, etc. Uh, you could work on an open source project or a startup. So yeah, that's my presentation.
Very amazing. Guys, can you guys want to drop some advice, some questions for Prince? You guys have some questions? If you have some questions, so Prince, I want to talk to people. I have a very good idea of like trying to gauge, their level of expertise. How the heck did you build a compiler? Like, what the heck? What does that
Yeah.
mean? Like, did
So
you?
it took
Yeah,
me like a year. The first so this I built it pre-GPT, so I didn't have that for help. So it was just online research. There's no like YouTube video how to build a compiler. It's more like there's a little video, like a conference video, and then there's like a little article here. So you kind of have to bring all of it together and make this mess of a thing. That's kind of what I did. I built like a couple of test compilers, and then the final compiler was the one that I showed you guys.
very cool. Very cool. I think that's this sounds like a video idea already, pre-GPT. Uh, Prince, what do you think keeps you up at night? What do you think you're struggling with?
Uh, I feel like there's like a lot of projects to be built, but not enough time to build them. So I would say that keeps me up at night.
Got it. Do you have a GitHub that we can follow? Star, Fork?
Yeah, yeah. I'll put in the chat. I'll also put in my LinkedIn in the chat.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I want to code with you. I want to know what it's like coding with you. I feel like we would have made a pretty interesting hackathon team.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, very cool, very cool. Guys, so I will just ask one question, which is I've seen this second time. What, how do you manage your time? I mean, his most challenging project has to be the compiler. It's very complicated. How do you manage your time? How do you prioritize maybe?
Yeah, so I have like a list of tasks. I break them down in terms of like school, outside of school, and then I use Google Calendar, which I want to stop using because I'm not a fan of Google, but I use Google Calendar. Uh, and I just, order my day based on the tasks that I have to do. I try to keep it really simple, not add like too much stuff.